Is Al's character a spoiler? Yes, it is. Everything is a spoiler. If you say it, permabanned. Just, you know what? I'm not even reading chat anymore for this episode. Too risky. This is like I talked about this at the beginning of the stream. The Re Zero community. It's like it hasn't been shown in the show or the anime or like anything. Is it a spoiler? Yes. It's a fucking spoiler. If it hasn't been shown in the episode, it's a fucking spoiler. That's what a spoiler is. It hasn't been shown. Don't talk about it. Don't tweet about it. And definitely don't meme about it. For the love of God. I just want to fucking watch the anime. Why? Why do people spoil shit? Just let me watch the fucking thing. It's shown in the light novel. The light novel is not the fucking anime. I'm not reading the chat. Ladies and gentlemen. Re-Zero fans online, light novel readers and anime spoiler people alike, are the worst enemies of the Re-Zero community because they absolutely love to spoil shit for people. Not only did I see people talking about Subaru doing a speech last week, but I also see people uploading screenshots about it. Which is great, because, you know, I can get prepared by making myself a nice alcoholic beverage. But not only does it have alcohol, it also has a straw. So I can get even more effed up by drinking it through a straw. And I also use a diet tonic water with the alcohol, which gets me even more effed up. So by the time I have to be subjected to Subaru, I'm already going to be sourced. And then, you know what I mean? So like, yeah. This is kind of why I wanted to watch it on Thursdays instead of Mondays, because imagine if I had to wait another 5 days. The entire transcript of the speech would have already been disseminated in meme format. That's how bad the ReZero community is. That's how bad it is, man. If there's a new character introduced, people are already like drooling over them. They're like, oh my god. And I'm just like, oh, for fuck's sake. And if anything else happens, they're just like, yeah, Subaru best boy because he did this. And I'm like, oh, thank you. The episode isn't released for another week, but thank you for telling me what he did. So it's like the ReZero community in a nutshell. Oh yeah, that's gonna F me up big time. This is good gin as well. This is just gonna punch me. It's really good. And then I take a look at the episode title, The Newest Hero and the Oldest Hero, which basically about 90% way confirms to me that the guy with the helmet missing an arm could have potentially been a hero that got isekai'd, but at a certain point he just said F it because, like, you know, he lost an arm and he's like, this sucks. You know what I mean? So it's like, eh. I mean, like, I half suspected it as soon as he said he was isekai'd, but here's the thing. That was included in break time. And remember how I said they include important information in break time? Why are they including important information in break time? Exactly. Exactly. Why didn't they include it as 2 lines of dialogue in the main episode? Anyway, I don't know. What would I know? Oh, he killed a lot of people. Now that's what I'm talking about. Oh, sorry, subtitles wasn't on. Wait, I thought subtitle was on. Here we go. I love how the first thing that everyone thought when this happened was that he's sus because he's on the other side. He must be a traitor. And I'm like, is that the only possibility? Okay. Everyone's just throwing him under the bus. Okay. Okay. I see. Oh god, this guy plays video games too. Oh, Emilia disseminating information as a priority instead of saying that she's safe. Yay! She's grown up! Her head's in the right place. She knows how to think. She knows how to prioritize. Atta girl. Atta girl. Puck would be so proud. Don't wingman for him. Forget about him. I know you're trying to be a bro, but you're being a bro for the wrong guy. She's absolutely right. Hey, at least you got the important thing out of the way first. Priorities. Here's the most critical information. Then I can start chit-chatting in case I need to end the conversation. At least she got that down pat. You know what I mean? She's got that down. I'll give her that. I love how people instinctively just threw Al under the bus. Ah, he must be working with the enemy. What in the previous 3 seasons gave you that idea? He was on the other end of the phone. Okay? But wasn't Subaru also on the other end of one of those in season 1? Does that mean he was also working with the witch cult? No, it wasn't, because Subaru, best boy. But that's illogical. That's insensitive. What? What? Speaking of Reggie, there is something, I found this on the internet. It was posted like 6 days ago. After I was talking about needing to come up with new and creative ways to torture Reggie, it was posted, Hot Iron Crown, the most cruel deaths in human history. I think this is one of the possible things we can do to Reggie. It is a very good video. It's about 6 minutes. I watched it on the way home on the bus today. The girl next to me looked really freaked out. But like, it's a really good video. It'll give you a lot of ideas. It gave me some ideas. I mean, most of them I already had, but like, especially for someone like Reggie, that's so obsessed with marriage, like, it is a perfect idea. But instead of a crown, we can get him a ring. And instead of a finger ring, we can get him a certain other ring. You know, there's another ring you can put somewhere else. It's an excellent idea. I quite like these historic channels. They give me many ideas. We can always learn from history. I don't know, she went to high school and she learned how to play the piano. Oh god, please tell me he's not gonna talk for 25 minutes. Wait, your dagger looks Turkish. Ah, could be a coincidence. Look at him. He's not disseminating the message that she said, but he's altering the message as to convince him, to motivate him to become a Prince Charming. He's wingmanging for Subaru. While I don't agree with doing this, he is a bro for doing this. So, points to Al. See, I'll remember his name now. Al. He has earned my respect. I feel like roundhouse kicking Subaru in the leg just to see what happens. Oh, what now? I need to add something to my soundboard. It's raining men. Hallelujah. I'm a little bit confused. If Thingo ripped his leg off and then put the dragon blood to resurrect the leg, how is the leg wearing shoes? If she ripped the original leg off. Does that mean it got reattached and basically the dragon blood works like glue? Or did the entire leg get remade and they just gave him a new shoe because why not? One Piece logic, shoes respawn. I think it regrew the shoe. So does that mean the shoe is part of his body? So basically, if it ripped off his arm, it would also regenerate the tracksuit. It's part of him now. But if that was the case, why didn't you get the singing girl to just sing on the damn thing and everyone will hear it? But by that logic, they're going to say that Subaru's going to say something and suddenly lift everyone's spirits and everyone's going to be like, yay! Okay. And not the bard that actually has magic imbued in the song. Okay, let's just pull another ability out of our ass. But here's the thing: if it does something like use the speaker, why doesn't the witch cult just flood the city again as punishment? Because they've clearly set out their demands. They've even killed a hostage to show that they're serious. If it shows that the people aren't complying fully or don't intend to comply, shouldn't they retaliate by doing something? You know what I mean? Like, it's typically what you do in hostage negotiation situations. If the other side doesn't want to give you what you want, you just do something. Like throw someone off a window. Sorry, out a window. Preferably not on the first floor. Head first.
シリウスの憤怒の権能が町の人たちの不安な気持ちを増幅させてる。そのきっかけは色欲の性格悪い放送だ。だったら魔女教が不安を煽ったように我々で人々の希望を蘇らせればいい。そうすればその希望が広がって同じように町中を覆い尽くすはずなんだ。そうか。それならうつむいた連中もへっこんだままでいなくてよくなる。やろうぜ。時間がもったいねえ。今すぐにでも。そんな簡単なお話やないの。なんでだよ。放送を聞いた魔女教がどう動くと思う？
Thank you, someone with a brain in the group.
今度は水分を閉じたりせんかもしれんよ。
Thank you, someone with a brain in the group.
俺もそれが怖い。ただその話にも一個疑問がある。開いた水門だ。そうか。あれは一番街の水門だった。エミリア様の話が正しければ。あの時、色欲は制御塔にいなかったはずだろう。タイミングだっておかしい。なんだって俺たちが逃げる手助けみたいに水が流れて、門はすぐに閉じたんだ。魔女教の奴らがやることは確かに尻滅裂だが、ルールはあるはずだ。それに、奴らはミーティアを壊さずに放置していった。壊す時間は十分にあったのにだ。
It's almost like they're following the instructions in a book that tells them where to be. Almost like Sirius and Reggie stopped fighting at a certain time because they were following a schedule. But no one seems to have picked up on that.
つまり、うちらが使うことは織り込み済みやっていうの？そんなことして何の理由なんかねえのさ。連中はこっちのやることなんて何とも思っちゃいねえよ。負けたことがねえし、負けるなんてことは考えたこともねえんだ。竜が足元のアリの作戦なんか気にしねえだろう。夏樹くん、放送は乗ってもええよ。アナスタシアさん。あとは誰がやるかや。誰がって。
Does anyone remember that time Team Rocket hijacked the radio tower and they played music on it? That was like the best part. They actually had music and it was really good back in Gold and Silver. I actually really liked it. I hated getting rid of the radio tower because their radio music was the best.
そりゃここはアナスタシアさんの出番だろう。王選候補者で知名度もある。アナスタシアさんの口から戦おうって意思表明すれば。うちの言葉に期待するのは難しいと思う。知名度の話だけでいいんなら、それでうまくいくんなら、うちも喜んで何でも話したる。けど、うちの名前に魔女教の不安を追っ払う力はない。無名の誰かよりは期待できるぐらいがせいぜいやね。力不足を認めるみたいで尺なんやけど。それでも夏樹くんも分かってるやろ。必要なんは不安に支配された人たちの心が一気に湧き立つ、そんな希望。
So what, Subaru here, that led a campaign against the whale, is going to give them enough hope? So people absolutely losing their shit are going to be fine after he tells them to get up on their feet? Well, this is going to be curious to see. Unless he can pull a Julius Caesar, like he did with one of his legions, I don't see it happening.
口先でだまくらかしたらええって話ならやれんことはない。けど、夏樹くんがやりたいんはそれと違うやろ。身を切るって判断を嫌やって否定した夏樹くんの考えとは。そりゃ。あんなら、クルシさんならどうだ。王戦の場でも、白芸の時でも、クルシさんの言葉には力があった。
You mean the one that's currently sitting in the infirmary with dragon blood on her face and she's fully bandaged like she's in Metal Gear Solid 5? Don't think that's happening.
せやね。でも、今のクルシュさんを引っ張り出して、ミーティアの前に立たせるなんて不可能や。ほんなら、ユーリウスはどうだ？お前ならその資格が。すまない。君の期待に私では答えられない。ユーリウスはうちの自慢の騎士。でも、ユーリウスの武勲がどこまで魔女教相手に通じるん？知名度と口のうまさを含めたら、うちの方が賞賛あるくらい。それなら、残る可能性はヴィルヘルムさんとリカードか。いや、プリシラとリリアナを連れてくればワンチャンよ。それって大将がやるんじゃいけねえのか？は？大将しかいねえ。大将なんだよ。だってそうだろ。魔女教の大罪式を倒したなんて肩書き、他の誰も持っちゃいねえんだ。それが今、この街で一番でけえ意味がある。ゴーフィル。魔女教に占拠された街に、これ以上ふさわしい誰かがいるもんかよ。いるならそいつは、剣聖ラインハルトか、夏木スバル以外に誰もいねえ。
I mean, Reinhardt could say something, but then everyone would be like, why are you letting this happen? Why haven't you done anything yet? Why are they still alive? Why do you run around with an underage little girl that you picked up from the slums? Awfully sus.
大将、あんただけなんだよ。うちも同意見や。誰かにやらせるんなら、夏木くんしかおらんって。
Yeah, and if you don't get it right, you just kill yourself and try again.
アナスタシアさんまで、お前まで本気が。覚えているからスバル。君が王戦の場で大勢の騎士たちの前で。
Oh god, oh god. Fuck it, fuck it, fuck it.
将で打ち倒したこと。生涯三本指に入る大反省と屈辱の瞬間だぜ。忘れよったって忘れられるもんかよ。私もよく覚えていると。
Ah.
君の根拠のない宣言も、騎士を呪った集体も、その後に白芸との戦いに加わり、ついには怠惰の討伐をも成し遂げたことも。
That's gonna hit me like a truck.
この都市にいる誰かの声が不安に震える人々の一助となるなら、それは君こそがふさわしいと私は考える。
Oh.
君の求めに応じる者はガーフィールをはじめとして大勢いるだろうが、その中に私もいる。とんだ課題評価だろ。迷うならやめちまえよ、兄弟。ここにいるやつがそんな大層な男かよ。うるせえよ。てめえが大将を語んな。何もかも背負って、それでどうにかなるんなら大したもんだ。けど、大多数の凡人はそんな役目なんて背負えねえんだよ。俺はもちろん、兄弟だってそうさ。なのになんでそんなに背負わされなきゃならねえ。
I love how he's using reverse psychology on him. It's like, yeah, just be an everyday person that goes to the convenience store and back to his room and plays dating simulators with his plastic anime figures that amounts to nothing. Yeah, go back to being that guy. It's like, I'm not that guy, I'm a knight! And it's like, uh-huh. The reverse. See, this guy's being the biggest bro. This guy's being the biggest bro. He's carrying Subaru so hard, he's gonna get a back injury.
かわいそうだろ。
Yeah, tell him he's fine the way that he is. He doesn't need to be better than he is. He doesn't need to change or improve or take a shower. He's fine the way he is. He's special. It's the world that's wrong.
兄弟にとって一番大事なのはあの嬢ちゃんじゃねえのかよ。俺は姫さんのために行動する。
Yeah, I'm gonna go save her for you, right? And then she'll go and thank me for saving her.
だから他の奴らのことは全部後回しにするつもりだ。
It's okay, I will save the princess that's waiting in another castle. I'll be the Super Mario that gets a kiss on the cheek. I'll be the hero of this chapter. You just sit here and be you.
兄弟もそうしろよ。
Here comes the testosterone boost because he's thinking of Emilia.
赤信号の交差点に子供が飛び出したら、理由を考える前に手を引いて歩道に連れ戻すような。
No, I would call it Darwinism in action.
多分そんな感じなんだよ。もしやるなら兄弟。兄弟がこれから背負うのは英雄幻想だ。英雄幻想。負けちゃいけねえ。勝たなきゃならねえ。希望を担い、期待を背負い、未来を示して戦うんだ。ここで決断したらそうならなきゃいけねえ。負けちゃいけねえのはいつだってそうだろ。重みが違え。兄弟の負けは兄弟の負けだけじゃ済まなくなる。私の名前はエミリア。鬼がかってますね。ありがとう、スバル。私を助けてくれて。スバル、スバル、スバル、スバル。なんだ。じゃあいつもと変わらねえな。そんな顔すんなよ、ガーフィール。
See, Al just did an epic speech, and he got the result that he needed. Al is a very smart guy. He knew exactly what buttons to push to get Subaru to do what he wanted.
大将。あ、大将。大将だ。やっぱり大将は大将だ。
Garfield, ever since Mimi hugged you and let you cry, you've just please stop. Go back, go back a little bit towards season 2, Garfield. You're going too soft. Just go a little bit back. You know what I mean? Like, stop simping. Just go back a little bit. Just a little bit.
わけわかんねえや。アナスタシアさん、やるよ。俺の声でどうにかできるなら、俺がやる。ええやね。いっぺん希望になるんを選んだら、俺のやることは変わらない。英雄、いいじゃねえか。いや、正直照れくさいにも程があるけど。
Says the guy that's been calling him that in season 1 the entire time and doing a John Travolta pose and then calling himself a knight and the MC and the hero. And then what did he call himself? The lowly mancer or the little girl user? What did he call himself? Yeah, it's been pretty fucking embarrassing since the beginning, buddy. Also, you know what bugs me? You see this little thing here? What the fuck is going on? Look at this. Look at that perfect line. Boing. Why? Why is that, like, it bothers me. Why is it like that? Was it always like that? Whose idea was it to make it like that? Why? Was it like that in previous scenes? I need to know. Was it always like that? It's bugging me. It's bugging me a lot. Oh my god, it has been like that the entire... And so is this one. Why? Why can't it be a perfectly smooth thing? Why does one have to go up? Did they screw one up and then made the other one the same way? I have no idea what's going on. All I know is I don't like it. It's not aesthetically pleasing. I need it to be aesthetically pleasing. If it's not aesthetically pleasing, I don't want it.
いや、正直照れくさいにも程があるけど、ヒーローやることだけなら、もう1年前から決めてたんだ。そうしないと見られてるのに恥ずかしいし、見てる子の背中にも見つけねえから。
Is Al's character a spoiler? Yes, it is. Everything is a spoiler. If you say it, permabanned. Just, you know what? I'm not even reading chat anymore for this episode. Too risky. This is, like, I talked about this at the beginning of the stream. The Re Zero community. It's like, it hasn't been shown in the show, or the anime, or, like, anything. Is it a spoiler? Yes! It's a fucking spoiler! If it hasn't been shown in the episode, it's a fucking spoiler! That's what a spoiler is! It hasn't been shown! Don't talk about it! Don't tweet about it! And definitely don't meme about it! For the love of God!
したらええよ。男の子はかっこつきゃもん。
Fuck! I just want to fucking watch the anime! Why? Why do people spoil shit? Just let me watch the fucking thing! It's shown in the light novel. The light novel is not the fucking anime. Fuck it. I'm not reading the chat. Fuck. Sometimes I think the anime community is fucking retarded. So when you guys were watching Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring, right? And it came out in cinema, and everyone was watching it for the first time, and like, it finished, and everyone was like, oh, I wonder what happens next! What happens to Merry and Pippin? And then there's this fucking idiot there that's like, oh, it's okay. Aragorn, Gimli, and Legolas go to find them, but it's okay because they go into Fangorn Forest. And don't worry, Gandalf isn't dead. He comes back as Gandalf the White. And like, Merry and Pippin make friends with the trees, and then the trees attack Isengard, right? And then Aragorn, Legolas, and Gimli go to like. Oh, but it's in the book. I hope I got my point across. Fucking light novel readers. And fucking web novel readers. I'm not picking on you specifically. I'm picking on the people that I was talking about at the beginning of the stream that were posting about this episode last week. Sorry, I actually want to pay attention to what you're saying, unlike Subaru. I genuinely... Okay, you already know I hate Reggie. But I feel so bad watching someone be so emotionally and psychologically broken down to the point that they feel that they can't escape and that death is a release. That is about as broken down as you can go. That's when you've got no hope. At that point, it's like, just kill me already. Like, when you hit that point, that's it. That's it. You're not even going to try. You're not going to try to fight back. You're not going to try to run away. You're basically dead on the inside, right? And you're just like, just kill me. Like, you're physically there, but you're mentally clocked out. You've dejected your mind from your body. You know, you're just not there. That's what abuse does to people. It completely destroys them. They become a shell of a person. They're completely just disassociating from their reality. They don't even feel like they're living. I genuinely hate it because I actually know how it works. I understand the psychology behind it. And I hate seeing it. And then you have someone like Reggie with that smirk on his face. And I'm just like, you know, like if I described it, this video will probably get taken down. But you know what I mean. When you see him smirk about it with his attitude and talking about his rights and his happiness, you just get this sensation of just unadulterated wrath on a biblical proportion. And you're just like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean. You don't have to be a violent person to know what I mean. That. So bad. See what I mean? See what I mean? She's completely given up. Because she knows if she feels hope, she can just be tortured with that. Because she knows it'll never happen. That's what hope does. Hope tortures you. The hope of freedom, the hope of escape, the hope that things will get better. You find that in a lot of abuse victims, particularly domestic abuse. They hope things will be better. And abusers actually do that. That's a system of abuse. What you do is you cause pain, and then you're there to reassure the person. So you're the cause of the pain, and you're also what's helping them deal with it. It's effectively called trauma bonding. And it's really, really bad. It's really, really bad. It's absolutely horrible, and I hate it. And this is like trauma bonding without the bonding. It's just slavery. It's just trauma slave. You know what I mean? It's like, marriage is the happiest day of my life. Wife number 462, you know? Like, my God.
他の妻たちも同じでしょ。そんな。私は小さな村で暮らすただの娘でした。そんな私をめとるために、旦那様は父も母も、兄弟も隣人も、互いの顔と名前を知るだけの村の人も、一人残らず根絶やしにした。彼の妻は全員同じ境遇です。
That's called removing her from her support network. Except he does it literally. Not just physically moving her out of the place and isolating her. He literally isolates her in the world. She has nowhere to go home to. There is no home. It's dead. It's burnt down. That's what I'm talking about. Yes, Emilia, there are people like that. There are a lot of them, actually. And trust me, they enjoy every moment of it. Oh God, the torture begins. Let's see, 1929. Now, the 10-minute speech! Now! Now! Oh God, it's already fucking cringe.
マイクテスト、マイクテスト、ワン、ツー、ワン、ツー。よし、聞こえてるみたいで助かる。あれ、まずは最初に、驚かせてごめん。今度は何言われんだって不安になった人が大勢いたと思うけど、安心してくれ。今この放送してる俺は、魔女教の人間じゃない。先にそれを伝えておく。
Classic psychological tactic. You basically acknowledge what they're feeling or fearing at the time. Okay.
じゃあ、助かったのか。あいつら、追い出してくれたの？期待させて悪いんだが、魔女教の脅威はまだ去ってない。
Oh no, the villagers are all retarded. Yeah, they're retarded. They're all like, yeah, we're saved! It's like, no, that's not how it works.
都市庁舎は取り戻したけど、制御塔は奴らの手に落ちたまんまだ。都市が水没する危険も、奴らの要求も、まだ生きてる。それも伝えておく。ごめんな。
Hey, Capella, you can turn into a dragon, right? Yeah. And you know where this broadcast is coming from, right? Yeah. So why don't you just go over there and collapse the building? Oh wait, you can't, because plot.
今、みんなはこの放送をどこで聞いてる？避難所にいる人たちや、ひょっとすると避難所に逃げ込めない人たちもいると思う。みんな不安でいっぱいなはずだ。だってのに、わざわざ変にみんなの期待を煽るような真似をして、俺を何様だって思ってる人もいるはずだ。俺は何様でも何者でもないよ。みんなと同じ状況に振り回されて理不尽に押しつぶされそうでビビって足が震えてる。
Yes, let's talk about Subaru's therapy session.
そんなやつだ。こうしてみんなに呼びかける役目も俺には2が勝ちすぎてるって思ってるよ。
This inspires a lot of confidence.
本当ならもっとこうしてみんなに話しかけるのにふさわしい人は他にいるんだ。きっとそうだ。だけど今こうして俺が話してる。
Oh yeah, this fills me with confidence.
俺なんかよりよっぽどすごい人たちが俺がやるべきだってそう言ってくれてる。そうすることに意味があるんだって。俺の声震えてないか？人前に立つなんて俺のキャラじゃないんだよ。立派なことも言えないし、みんなを引っ張ってくカリスマだって俺にはない。
If I was standing in a shelter, I'd just be like, can NATO just kill me already? Because, like, at this point, this is worse than death.
弱くてどうしようもなくてこんな大一番今だって逃げたくてしょうがなくて何ができるかなんてわからなくて
Okay, Subaru, maybe you should have spent 5 minutes at the very least crafting talking points. Point number 1, point number 2, point number 3. Like, where are you going with this?
耳を塞いで頭を抱えて自分がうずくまってる間に全部解決してくれればなんて他力本願を願って
Oh god, all the Twitter posts about how epic this speech is. This is a fucking train wreck and it's only 1 minute in.
それでも逃げられないから戦う俺はそれだけのやつだ
Okay, Shinji, just get in the Ava.
もう一度聞かせてくれこの声を聞いてる人は今どこにいる
I am in hell.
避難所に逃げ込めてるか自分の家に隠れてるのか一人で震えてたりしないか誰かと一緒にいられてるか一緒にいるのは大切な人か知らない顔でもこの数時間で見知った顔になったか
Hey, how are they not running out of oxygen in an enclosed space with dozens of people that are stressed out and breathing quicker than they normally would? Wouldn't it slowly be running out of oxygen right about now? Why am I asking? No reason. Just curious.
勝手な話だし難しいかもしれないけどお願いだから一人にならないでくれ一人でいるとつまらない考えばっかり浮かんでくるんだ経験則だわかるよだから一人にならないでくれ誰かと一緒にいてくれそしてできるなら一緒にいる誰かの顔を見てくれ今誰の顔を見た大切な人かそれともこの数時間を一緒に過ごした知らない相手か多分ひでえ顔してるだろう泣き顔だったり辛そうだったり笑ってる顔はないと思うそれが許せるかよ俺は許せない許したくない俺にも大切な人がいる大事な仲間がいる俺はその大切な人たちに辛い顔や悲しい顔をさせてる奴らが許せないふざけんじゃねえバカにすんなよ俺の知ってるこの子の笑顔は本当はもっと可愛いんだぜって言ってやりてえ負けっぱなしじゃいられねえ投げっぱなしじゃ格好がつかねえやられっぱなしでいいわけがねえ間違ってるのはあいつらだ間違ってる奴らに負けるなんて我慢ならねえあんな奴らに負けを認めるなんて俺はしたくないだから戦う弱いのも頭が悪いのも全部分かってるけど戦ってやるあいつらが間違ってる俺の好きな人たちに泣きそうな顔をさせるあいつらが間違ってる
If I was in the witch cult right now, I would start killing all the hostages. No, actually, you know what I would do? I would open the windows and start torturing the hostages so their screams in the city would overshadow whatever he's saying. Actually, I would get a hostage, go to the other meteor, and start eviscerating them. Literally, psychologically. For the next 6 hours, all you're going to hear is various hostages being ripped apart. Actually, I would get 2 hostages and make them rip each other apart.
だから戦う俺は戦うみんなにも戦ってほしい勘違いしないでくれ何も棒で殴りかかるって話じゃない俺がみんなに望むことは下を向かないでほしいってことなんだ下を向かない足元じっと睨みつけてても何も変わらねえよだから顔を上げて前を向いてくれ周り見渡してみたらきっと誰かと目が合う
The witch cult makes absolutely no sense. It is so irrational to completely ignore this speech, especially when it's demonstrating that they have absolutely no intention of complying with the witch cult's demands. This is the equivalent of someone holding people hostage in a bank, saying that they want a car that can fit 2 hostages so they can go to the airport, and the police basically giving them a speech about how they need to keep their hopes up. What do you think the hostage holders are going to do? They're just gonna sit there and do nothing? No, they'll kill a fucking hostage. This is the biggest fucking nonsensical fanfic level writing I've ever seen. It's not even the speech itself. I understand what the speech is doing. I'm just saying it makes no sense that the witch cult is completely ignoring it. That's what I'm saying. I'm not jabbing the speech. I'm just saying it makes no sense that the witch cult is doing nothing.
同じ負けたくないって気持ちを抱えた誰かでもある。信じさせてくれよ。弱くてどうしようもない俺がまだ諦められねえんだ。諦めの悪い弱虫が俺だけじゃないってそう信じさせてくれよ。それとも俺だけなのか。違う。そんなことないよ。まだやれるってまだ戦えるってそう思ってるのは俺だけなのか。違う。そうだ。違うぞ。大丈夫。私もまだ頑張れるから。違うよな。違う。絶対の絶対に心の底から全然違うから。まだみんなも戦ってるよな。弱さに飲まれやしないよな。負けない。負けたくない。負けるな。あなたの声が聞こえるから大丈夫。何にも怖くないわ。そばにいるのが大切な人ならその手を握って信じてくれ。隣り合うのが知らない誰かなら一緒に頑張ろうって。
I'm just gonna point out the doves flying is a symbol of freedom.
うなずきかけてくれ。自分もその人も負けも折れもしないで戦えるんだって。みんなが折れずにいてくれるなら俺も諦めないで戦う。戦って勝ってみせる。俺の名前は夏木スバル。魔女教滞在式を平を倒した精霊使いだ。魔女教は俺と仲間たちがどうにかする。だからみんな信じて戦ってくれ。大切な人の手を握って負けそうになる弱い心をぶっ飛ばしてくれ。そしたら後のことは全部この俺に任せておけ。今の声は私の騎士様。すごく頑張り屋さんなの。私逃げないわ。あなたたちを置いてどこかに行ったりしない。どうして怖い気持ちでいっぱいだったはずなのにそれでもあなたは私を助けようとしてくれた。あなたにも他の子たちにも幸せになってもらいたい。結婚って大切な人と一緒に幸せになるための儀式だもの。花嫁さんは幸せでなきゃダメなの。
In most cultures. In some cultures, you can buy her for about 150 American dollars.
付き合ってるのに結婚できなかった人たちを私は知ってる。
Ah, she remembers them!
今もまだ二人のことを思うと胸が痛む。
He was a priest. She was an elf girl in a forest. You know how it happens.
結婚しているのに幸せになれないなんてそんな関係私は嫌だわ。考えはご立派ですが何かするならあなたを一人で。私
Fuck. Jesus, she's broken.
私ずっと一人じゃなかった。
Poor thing.
危ない。勘違いしちゃうところだった。どうされるつもりですか。結婚式をしましょう。夏樹くん。
So you mean to tell me Capella is not going to go to Emilia and reply, or laugh, or torture anyone, or do anything? They're just going to let him complete an entire broadcast with no response? Like, I'm not saying that the speech would be effective, but if you were someone in the witch cult, wouldn't you retaliate in some way, shape, or form? You know, just to iterate that everyone in the city is fucked and you're still in control and they need to give in to your demands, otherwise you will destroy the place. Because if you don't retaliate in any way, it shows that you've got no control. Al said they don't care. I understand what Al said. I'm using logic here. I understand the concept of, in a story, if you establish something, you carry it forward, and that becomes the foundation of the future storytelling. I'm speaking logically here from someone that has made ransom demands to a city. They've made ransom demands. If they don't care at all about how people are responding to the ransom demands, why would you make the ransom demands? Okay, the book told you to make a ransom demand. Okay, assume I work in corporate and my job is to do the following, like perform task A, perform task B in order to achieve C. C being the ransom demands. I did A, I did B. Something is now undermining A and B and threatening C. I'm gonna do nothing. Ransom demands? What are you talking about? The witch cult had 3 demands. They wanted the witch's body under the city, the magic tome, and for Emilia to get married. Those were their 3 ransom demands. What do you mean ransom demands? Question mark. They made ransom demands. Why do you think they're holding the city hostage? What? Oh my god. Am I the only one that paid attention to the ransom demands? This is the biggest wish fulfillment, like, circle jerking I've ever seen. But anyway, let's just roll with it. We're here for the fun anyway. We don't take it too seriously. So you actually gonna do something, or you gonna kidnap another underage girl? Actually, you shouldn't apologize for being late. Thank them for being patient. One's a positive association, the other one is a negative. Trying to use logic to understand a group of witch cultists who spread chaos sounds like it hurt my head. Do you know what hurts my head? Subaru. And why? And that why I watch you, Kuma. You take every show you watch too seriously. I am a logical person. I did a personality assessment, and I am about 98.5% logic. I don't have much of an imagination. All of my creativity stems from knowledge that I have in my head from other source material. I don't get creative. I just remember something, right? Which is why I like watching shit about the past. But anyway, doesn't matter. I don't take it too seriously. I'm fine with it. But there's so many holes in this that it's just insane. It's just insane. But okay, fine. Fine. They're all crazy. None of them are logical at all. They ignore everything the enemy does, especially when they do not intend to comply with ransom demands. And they all ignore it, completely nullifying demanding for the ransom in the first place. It's almost like they just did that broadcast for the sake of doing the broadcast, and they never intended any ransom demands to even be fulfilled. It's just like, fuck it. We just did it. We never intended people to actually give us the tome or the witch. We just made the announcement, and we just ignore everything else that happens. If the people attack a tower, we're not going to retaliate. If they attack a second tower, we're not going to retaliate. If they respond, we're not going to retaliate. And if they say they will give us the demands, we will not respond. We will ignore them. Because that is what we do here at Witch Cult Inc. We do random shit for random reasons. One of us is turning people into flies. The other one is kidnapping girls and marrying them like they're an Ottoman, what are they called? Sultan? Like an Ottoman sultan. Another one is probably hasn't taken a shower in a while, but I think she's throwing kids out of windows or something. And the fourth one seems to be eating people or eating people's names. Because I don't remember how Rem got out of that encounter alive when she was comatose. But she needed to be kept alive, otherwise Subaru would be depressed. But the point is, logic does not exist at Witch Cult Inc. Because they are there to lose. There is no logic. There can't be logic. Because if there was logic, well, then this would be very difficult to write. Because they couldn't do half the shit that they do. But, alright? We're just here for the crazy shit and the memes. Betelgeuse is a meme. He's got facial expressions. He does the thing. He does the no, 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 no. I've practiced that too many times. You know, he does the, like, the, I don't want to do it now, but he does the lean and all that sort of shit. And he does, like, the head thing that I can't fully do without breaking my neck. He's a meme, right? And we've got the other ones that are slowly becoming memes. But, like, the point is, my God, man. It's so nonsensical. I understand suspension of disbelief, but this is just suspension of my brain. Disable all cognitive functions now. It's just like, what the fuck? Whatever creativity you have is probably coming up with new torture methods. That's the thing. They're not new. I'm getting them from history. That's the thing. Yeah, I'll admit, the writing feels a bit off in the beginning of this arc. Pandora logic. I don't even know if Pandora has logic. She's just like, you're back home with your 16 wives because F you. And he just disappears. She just rewrote whatever she rewrote because Pandora. I don't know if she just instant transmissioned him or teleported him or she's rewriting reality. At this point, I don't know. Creativity is literally what you described. Ideas can't come from nothing. Creativity is a combination of everything you've consumed. And drugs. Yeah. I'm sorry. I kind of wish I was watching something like Death Note blind. Because I think that would give you guys more entertainment from me. Because that type of deduction and reasoning is what's more natural to me. Something that conforms to human logic and reason, rather than power fantasy. Or in this case, you know, whatever you want to call this. But it's fine. It's fine. And yeah, everyone's like posting this here. And this is what I was talking about. Posts like this were up on Twitter last week. You know what I mean? And everyone's just like, Subaru best boy. And I'm like, if this is what you consider best boy ever, I feel sorry for you. You should actually read accounts of some of the speeches in history. They are something else. You've got one situation where... Do you guys actually know what a legion is? A legion is between like 6,000 to 9,000 soldiers. Anyway, so to make a long story short, Caesar left a legion, which is thousands of soldiers, right? As a garrison in a country somewhere that the Roman Empire was holding. And they basically went crazy. They just started doing crazy shit. They started robbing people, towns, attacking people. Like, you know, they were all over the place. And this legion was basically going to riot, right? And it's like, what do you do with an army of thousands of people that are out of control? You know, do you, like, subjugate them? Do you bring a bigger army? Like, what do you do? You know what Caesar did? You know what Caesar did? He rocked up. And the army was basically demanding to be let go of service. Because in the Roman legions, if you spend 20 years in the legion, you basically get Roman citizenship, you get some land, and you're basically retired, right? And these people were demanding this because they had served their 20 years and they, you know, wanted what they were owed. And when they didn't get it, they got pissed off. You know what Caesar did? He rocked up to this legion of pissed off soldiers, right? That were making these demands. And he convinced them to rejoin his army on another campaign. They were asking to be retired and retire and go home. He got them to beg to join his army to go on another campaign where they will probably die. They even offered to decimate themselves. Decimation is when 8 or 9 people draw straws. Whoever has the shortest straw, the other 8 or 9 beat them to death. They offered to decimate themselves to join his legion, to join his army. So he convinced them to not only stop asking for what they were asking, but do the exact opposite. That is a speech that someone in history actually did that is epic and has had repercussions that has been felt in human history for generations. What Subaru did was just anime shit. That is completely nonsensical because the villains and the antagonists completely ignored it and it wouldn't actually work in real life. And also it wouldn't motivate people as easily as it does in the anime. Because if they were actually under the influence of Wrath's authority, they wouldn't be broken out of it by some guy going, testing, 1, 2, I'm Monokuma, all of a sudden they're broken out of the authority. So you've got people that are panicking, losing their shit, and apparently they snapped out of that immediately. They immediately snapped out of that. Really? How? They've just been crammed in shelters for how long? And they immediately snapped out of it because some guy's like, testing, 1, 2. Can you guys hear me? I'm a little bit nervous. I probably shouldn't even be doing this. And they've immediately snapped out of Wrath's authority from losing their shit. Yeah, I'm sorry. It doesn't work like that. I give that a complete pass. But what I have to question is the antagonist completely ignoring it. Doesn't make any sense. But anyway, like I said, you can't take it too seriously. I take it with a grain of salt and a little bit of lime and a tequila shot. It's fine. It's fine. I'm here for the memes anyway. But yeah. Reality is more epic than fiction, I guess. Reality... Oh, this is why I love history. While the authority is still in effect, they just changed the feeling to hope instead of fear and anger. Yes, now they're extra hope. Hope for something. I'm sorry, but if this is the most epic moment in anime history for you, I feel sorry for you. Because it's not as epic as you think it is. I'm sorry. I'm just being honest here. It doesn't make any logical sense. Anyways, it is what it is. Whatever. Subaru simps be Subaru simps. It is what it is. You can't apply logic to it. It's not logical. It's emotional. Alright, guys. Let's take a break and do some reaction requests. Are you doing Death Note? I watched Death Note in high school, so unfortunately, I can't give you a blind reaction. However, it's been long enough for me to have forgotten a lot of details, and I absolutely love finding little moments in the early episodes that pretty much point out shit that I didn't realize before. I love doing that shit. But yeah. Erwin's speech is the only epic speech in all of anime I remember. To be fair, that speech was a proper speech. That speech was actually pretty like, whoa, you know what I mean? But it wasn't just a speech. You also had the guy follow through shortly after. I'm not going to say what happened, but shortly after, he followed through. He wasn't just words. He also did it. And then he did it even more. Right? That's different. You know what I mean? That's a little bit different. And he was also in the situation as well. Like, he was there in the trenches, right? He was there. And he basically, he in a way sort of did a Caesar. And it was like, my countrymen, you know what I mean? He didn't say my men or my unit, you know? Or my underlings. It's like, no, my countrymen. My brothers, you know what I mean? Like, he did that real, like, one of those final stands, final charges, you know? Like, bloody Leonidas level, right? We might dine in, you know, we might go to hell tonight, but we'll dine there, or whatever the fuck. Tonight we're dining out. You get what I mean? Like, it's that level of getting people up. But you also get to look at the rhythm of those speeches. The rhythms of those speeches are a lot more eloquent, and they sort of drum up the spirit, you know? They're a lot smoother. It's like It's like fine wine or fine whiskey. It's strong, but it's not rough. It kind of knows what it's doing, you know? It gently picks you up. It's very subtle, but it knows how to get you. It gets you. It grips you. It doesn't only grab the mind, but it also grabs the heart. You hear about it. There's very, very famous accounts of people doing these speeches, and luckily we developed camera technology fairly recently in history, and we can actually get some of the speeches, you know, from like World War II and whatnot. When you have great people doing great speeches, whether they be politicians or commanders or whatever, we can actually see them, and we can actually see the impact this has on crowds of people. These people actually knew how to drum up the emotions of people. They know how to start. They know how to use their voice, their positioning, their body language, like all of that. This, in comparison, was just like, meh, flat. You know what I mean? Like, if you study some of these speeches, and I've studied some of them, and they're really, really good, you will actually notice the use of silence, the use of pause, the use of tone, the use of pace, you know? The use of, you know, to grab attention and things like that. This, in comparison, was like flat. But all of a sudden, it has a bigger effect than any of those previous speeches in history. Because somehow Magical Boy MC. That's when I go like, okay. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. But if this is the most epic moment for you, I can think of a dozen. You could probably find very epic in reality. And then you've also got the other shows in media that you can get, whether they be anime, whether they be movies, whether they be games. There's a lot of epic moments. Like, if this is the most epic moment for you, there's a lot of epic shit you could consume. I recently heard a speech from the Mustache Man translated to English evil, but dude had charisma. So if we're talking about Mustache Man, there's a word for this. I forgot it, but it's like not an auditor, but there's a particular phrase for it. It's people that are very good at public speaking. Not just in terms of a skill that they develop, but they also have a natural talent. They can pick the vibe of the crowd. And you'll sort of see Mustache Man, if you watch some of these speeches, he'll actually walk up and he'll observe the crowd a little bit. Orator, I believe so. And he will actually pick up the vibe of the crowd. And depending on the vibe of the crowd, he'll speak differently. And that's a natural talent that he had. He didn't have formal training for this. He naturally picked up the vibe of the crowd. He knew how to get their attention. If he needed to be loud, he would be loud. If he needed to be soft, he would be soft. He picked up on it. He knew how to use the crowd. And that is a skill. And then you compare him to the Soviet Mustache Man, who wasn't a public speaker. He was not a public speaker. Watch him speak. He's not a public speaker. But he was different. He was menacing. He was feared. He understood control. No one dared second guess him. Whereas with Mustache Man, they second guessed him a lot. They disobeyed direct orders. They worked behind his back. They stabbed him in the back a little. Some of them worked with the ally. You know what I mean? Whereas Soviet Mustache Man, everyone was shitting themselves at all times. Man had a stroke. They thought he was dead. They were like, oh, he's dead, he's dead, he's dead. He moves a little bit. They're like, oh, I love you, I love you, I love you. They start kissing his hand. A very different type of person, you know what I mean? So, yeah. Speeches-wise, there's a lot of epic speeches that you can find. And they're really great to study. They're really great to hear. And there's this famous saying, because they used the radio a lot during World War II. But they said, if they had televisions back in World War II, it would have been game over. It would have been game over. Because if you watch what this guy was doing, it was effed. It was effed. His speeches were too good. Like, he could get the hearts and minds of people. It was actually scary. It was almost supernatural how he could convince people to do shit. It was fucking scary. Anyways, that's that. I mean, they are great men. Subaru is just some random teenager. I don't expect him to come up with the best speech on the spot. But here's the thing. It's fine if he didn't have the best speech, but the effect of the speech was the same as that of the effect of some of the best speeches ever. It doesn't make sense. It does not compute. It does not compute. That's the thing. But anyway, it is what it is. Anime. It's anime. You got to give a little bit of fan service, a little bit of wish fulfillment. Otherwise, the story's not going to go anywhere. It's fine. It's fine. We'll dumb down the witch cult a little bit. We'll dumb down the antagonists a little bit. We'll give it a little bit of leeway. You just take it with a grain of salt. It's fine. It keeps moving forward. It is what it is. It is what it is. As long as we get memes, as long as we get the witch cult being the witch cult. Hey, Betelgeuse carried season 1 with his memes. We've got 4 fucking archbishops here. Roy could technically count as 2 people. Where are my memes? Where are my memes, man? Where are my memes? The witch cult's gonna give me memes. I'm sorry, but the 4 of them combined haven't given me the memes that Betelgeuse has. You're on the clock. Come on. Memes. It's meme o'clock, motherfucker. It's meme o'clock. Alright, quick little break and we're going to do some of the action requests. Looking really quickly, we have the amazing Internet Circus, followed by, we've got CJ, I am gonna mispronounce this, CJ DeChamp videos, Metaphor trailers, and Murder Drones. So, yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Hey, did I hand you a shrinking potion by accident? I could have sworn that was the gender swapping one.
Don't be hating. She's fun sized, that's all. She doesn't even have to get on her knees to blow.
You want to add anything to that conversation?
Nope, I'm good. In fact, I think your new size makes you an even more formidable and stealthy ninja.